boss me looking okay. This is bitch okay. Look at him like okay.
What's up, everyone? So I am doing a series called Pretty for a Dark Skin Girl, which will examine various dark-skinned celebrities and the colorism they often face in the entertainment industry. My first episode today will be on JT from City Girls. Today, I'm going to be also discussing internalized colorism and anti-Blackness via the City Girls, and again, particularly JT. JT is now a solo rapper who was once a part of the rap duo City Girls. JT has always been considered the talent of the City Girls, especially with the fact that she writes her lyrics and rhymes on beat. Due to colorism in rap, some believe that if she wasn't paired with a lighter-skinned young Miami, that she possibly wouldn't have risen to fame like she did.
So I want to talk about colorism, specifically pertaining to the rap group City Girls. So for those that don't know, City Girls is a US-based rap group. They became very popular over the years, even reached mainstream success and had numerous hits. However, I noticed that there's a lot of colorism that takes place within this rap group. Carisha is the light-skinned member of the group, and she gets a lot more attention and media coverage, and honestly a lot of positive media coverage, especially when they're promoting her career or uplifting her status. I mean, even her toxic relationship somehow gets glorified in the media. However, every time I see JT in the media, it's always a story about an altercation that she was in, like when she had to snatch her phone from a fan, or some beef that she's in with other rappers, or her being compared to her light-skinned counterpart, Carisha. And oftentimes, JT will have to respond and defend herself because she is being painted as the aggressor or the problematic girl, which is what they do to a lot of dark-skinned women in the media. And I almost never see them demonize Carisha. Even JT's relationship with Uzi often gets criticized because people believe that Uzi may be gay based on his fashion sense, which is completely bogus. And even though Uzi does treat her right, for some reason they do get a lot of criticisms. They're more criticized than Carisha and Diddy, even though this couple is literally toxic and the whole embodiment of what black women should not be doing with men. Now, I'm going to tell you my opinion. And now keep in mind, this is my opinion, okay? I'm not going to argue with you about my opinion. We can all agree that Carisha can't rap. We can all agree Carisha is mainly known for her personality and being pretty. And we all know in female rap, it doesn't take much besides being a light-skinned girl with a fat ass to be a successful female rapper. So now that we established that Carisha has light-skin privilege, let's move on to JT. JT is beautiful and talented. However, she is a dark-skinned woman, and we all know in the industry that's not enough. And I think that JT reached this mainstream success very quickly because Carisha's light-skin privilege opened up a lot of doors for them, and JT's talent kept them in the room. And this is not to say that JT doesn't deserve what she has or she's not talented enough. But let's look at all the dark-skinned female solo artists right now. Flo Milli, Baby Tate, Amaretta, Tink. All those rappers are equally as talented or more talented than City Girls, yet it's going to take them a lot more time and work to reach the same success that they did. And I think if JT was a solo artist, it would have taken her a lot more time and work to reach where she is now. Again, this is just my opinion based on what I've seen in the industry, specifically with dark-skinned women.
Here, and I'm going to explain what colorism is. Colorism describes acts of prejudice and discrimination based on the favouring of lighter skin over darker skin. It typically occurs amongst people of the same racial or ethnic background, but it's also practiced within and across all marginalised racial and ethnic groups. Colorism is interpersonal and systemic. For example, lighter-skinned women are more favoured in the media, darker-skinned African Americans are more likely to be arrested, and the skin lightening cosmetics industry makes billions from the stigmatization of darker skin globally. Colorism is rooted in racism. Our society privileges whiteness at the expense of POC, so proximity to whiteness is privilege and afforded benefits. Therefore, tackling colorism involves those with lighter skin using their privilege to advocate for those with darker skin, challenging industries that practice and benefit from colorism, and all of us being actively anti-racist. Hope that helps. Bye!
Many dark-skinned Black women who enter spaces in the entertainment industry often face colorism. JT has discussed colorism in her personal life, where she says, "I can't believe someone I laid with and thought was my friend before anything sat around and called me black and crunchy. She tweeted, when he said that to me, I was thinking he was joking, but he really felt that way. Wow. The Raptures admitted that she used to be insecure about it, but now she loves the skin that she's in. It says, I had insecurity issues for a minute. I know I'm that bitch now. I know I'm pretty dark and all. Though I do think it's important to acknowledge growth and coming to accept your beauty, I think it's important to discuss internalized colorism, which also can be another phrase for internalized racism. Internalized racism is basically in a society where racial prejudice thrives in politics, communities, institutions, and popular culture. It's difficult for people of color to avoid absorbing the racist messages that constantly bombard them. Thus, people of color sometimes adopt a white supremacist mindset that results in self-hatred and hatred of their respective racial group, as stated by Nadra Niddle.
Okay, everyone talks about racism, but the more important topic is internalized racism. So I'm going to give you tips to combat your internalized racism. What is internalized racism? So it's basically a phenomenon in which individuals of a marginalized racial or ethnic group adopt the oppressive and discriminatory beliefs of the society they live in. So basically you're internalizing this negative stereotypes they have about you. And there's actually a thing called the internalized racism scale. And your score is based on questions like, do you prefer your hair straightened or do you prefer your natural hair? What color or skin tone do you prefer in your partner? So all of those preferences y'all have and have been defending on the internet, don't argue with me, argue with the facts. That makes you score higher on the internalized racism scale. And I'm gonna keep it so a buck with y'all. Throughout my childhood, especially because I grew up in a predominantly white community throughout like the ages of like 13 through 15, I harbored so much internalized racism. And I won't lie to you guys, I had a lot of internalized racism in my preteen era because I grew up around a lot of white people in that specific time. And I actually thought like black people were lazy and they victimized themselves. And obviously as I grew up, I let go of that shit. I don't believe it anymore because I have historical context and I have an understanding on why things are the way they are, or maybe the psychological baggage that African Americans possess. Anyways. So the first tip, when you create a vision board or on your Pinterest, only put black women on there. Because the truth is that no matter how hard you train, especially if you're African, you're never gonna have that slender body type. You're going to be curvy. And if you're constantly idolizing and putting white women or women of other ethnicities on your vision board, you're gonna feel fat. And obviously I'm speaking in general terms. So the second thing is, I know this is so crazy, but I would only follow black influencers and black supermodels. So, little quick story time. I used to follow this influencer called My Life is Ava when I was a preteen. And this is no shade at her, but she wasn't the blackest black person. And she's half white and half black. She's built very thin, very slender, very skinny. And I remember being so obsessed with her videos and I just wanted to look like her and I just wanted to be like her. And it got to a point where I was like, that's just not possible. Other influencers like that are black but still promote white imagery in terms of like culture and look. I might get so canceled for this, but y'all know it's the truth. Y'all know it's the truth deep in your heart. All I'm saying is follow people who are authentically black, that promote black culture and who promote black imagery and who stand for black history, okay? Don't spend your time on these whitewashed black influencers, okay? They don't do it. My third tip, which is really important, is to learn more about history outside of the diaspora. So that means ancient African culture, ancient Haitian culture, or Caribbean culture, Jamaican culture. Really take the time to learn about your history and your roots, and I promise it'll change your perspective on your standing in this society. That's it, and if you want more well-rounded information, link in.
Back in 2020, Asian Doll was upset that Megan Thee Stallion took her off a feature. She ended up going back and forth with JT. Asian Doll said she was naturally pretty, which JT responded,
I'm big for real. Like, you waking up in the morning, you trying to prove, oh, I've been pretty. Okay, and I'm pretty too. Y'all always be trying. First of all, y'all keep bringing up the mugshots. It was 10 years ago. And I got exfoliated, done glowed up, I got their teeth done. It's a whole nother. That don't even. Everybody pretty. Or ugly in 2020. Y'all always talk about pretty, like, feel that. That shit is kitty and childish. Y'all are little ass girls. Oh, y'all playing mugshots. If I go to jail right now with this motherfucking wig on, I'm gonna be pretty too. I went to jail with my motherfucking hair. My friend Brittany did my motherfucking hair on that picture. And I got woke up out my sleep. Y'all be tripped out. Y'all be tripped beef out. It's not about me. It ain't about nobody else. It's deeper than rap. Y'all is mad because y'all feel like me and Carisha not deserving.
And she said that she basically was pretty too. And at times, people believe that JT suffers from insecurities that are sometimes linked to internalized colorism. There have been rumors that she has gotten plastic surgery done, and she has responded, "I never had any surgery. Please leave my chubby puberty acne mugshots alone. I was a young, lost teenager in Florida, son with bad skin. Now I'm grown, paid, and polished over it." However, many onlookers believe she has gotten a nose job and a BBL. JT was also criticized by her Beats by Dre ads, where someone said she looked noticeably lighter. One thing about y'all porch, y'all don't let nobody have nothing to y'all standard. You'll never see a Hugo Comte lens, just like your beard would never connect, she hit back. Her retort almost immediately stirred backlash for her near reference to the racial slur porch monkeys. There were some who had an issue with her use of that phrase and compared it to Erica Mena's altercation with Spice. In context, porch monkey can be an overseer for slaves that people had during slavery. Contrarily, it's perceived as a negative stereotype referring to a lazy black person. Its origins refers to how poor people frequently sat on their front porches during hot weather. In general, a lot of people know that like white people have been compared to monkeys, animalistic, and basically dehumanized as sort of like racial language. So a lot of people felt like she was out of pocket for that, especially for someone who has darker skin. People just thought that maybe she could have been more tactful. I think it's interesting to question she was lightening her skin, but I do know people take it too far. But at the same time, just like call people porch monkeys, it was not only racial, but to me, it was a bit classist. She has gotten more positive remarks about her appearance. She basically upgraded with her bold fashion sense and her boyfriend gifts as accessories to her new image.
Oh, bitch. No, I'm not in no motherfucking Illuminati. No, devil ain't got me, bitch. I'm getting to the bag. Something that y'all bitches don't know nothing about because y'all spend y'all last to be a baddie on motherfucking Instagram. And nobody not gonna approach y'all hoes because y'all don't got no range. Let's start there. Y'all bitches ain't gonna never have no range because y'all care too much about what other bitches think. And I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I'm gonna stay right here in my space, bitch. And I'm gonna do it in my space. I don't have to get in front of no fashion people. Oh, put her. No, bitch. I'm gonna do it for the hood bitches. The bitches like me. Because, bitch, we deserve to be on campaigns, too. Not just fashion girls and bitches that get it. Nah, we gonna get it together. Like, I don't be getting it's a box. No, it's.
So now I'm going to play some of public opinion, and then I'm going to conclude.
The internet has painted me as like this angry black girl.
Yeah.
Like, she always mad. She always got an attitude.
I can relate so well to what JT was talking about, and I really thank her for like coming on that interview and being open and honest about her experience, even being a celebrity. Whenever I would feel some type of way about something or my feelings would be hurt, I was not allowed to express myself. If I ever expressed myself, it was always like, Kennedy, now you have an attitude. But I would watch other races of women be able to express themselves and not get criticized the same way. I love how Angie told JT, why would you want to live this way? You know, like, why would you want to live like that? Why would you want to have to be quiet to please other people? That's not a way to live. And sadly, ladies, that's how a lot of black women are living. We're told to be quiet. We're told to shut our mouths. We can't cry. We can't feel. And this hardens us. You know, my therapist told me that it is feminine to cry. That's why a lot of us have PCOS, or a lot of us are just, when it comes to emotions, we just cut it off. And we have so much that is like built up within us. It is a feminine thing to cry. It's a feminine thing to clap back sometimes. It's a feminine thing to express yourself. We're women. Let's stand in our feminine energy and not let other people try to tell us how we're supposed to react and how we're supposed to feel.
Look at this girl. Look at her. She is literally one of the most prettiest girl you ever seen. Like, Like, JT is so fucking gorgeous. Like, how dare y'all try to bring JT down? Like, generally, I think some of y'all are kind of slow or something, because, like, how do y'all not find her attractive? Like, she's so beautiful. Like, her lips, her features, like, and she's so talented. Like, please. Like, for real. Y'all need to check yourself. We don't want a little botch up sister out here. She's beautiful the way she is.
When this picture popped up on Instagram, the first thing I thought to myself was, oh my gosh, she looks so gorgeous. Look at the hair. Look at the shadow. Look at the lips. She looks gorgeous. I was in shock when I opened up the comment section. What I might have to say right now might be a little unpopular, and I might get some kickback on this, and I'm okay with it. Black women, we have to do better. We have literally been the cause of our own downfall for quite some time, and I quite frankly am getting sick of seeing it. I know I can't change the world by myself, but I can speak my piece, and I'm tired of seeing it. There was absolutely nothing about these pictures that warranted the disrespect and the ridiculing that you guys did in those comments. I don't even have to get into all the names that they called her. I don't have to say it personally because I'm going to put some screenshots in a second. But my main issue is, how hypocritical can we be? How much more hypocritical can we be? We are always upset when we are critiqued by anyone else negatively, especially for no reason. We're mad at black men when they do it. We're mad at white people when they do it. We're mad at every other culture and race when they do it. But we'll do it to each other with ease. We will think nothing of it. Look at her. Look at her. What about her is ugly? What about her looks like a guy? What about her is hit? Because I saw people writing that in the comments too, and I think that means ugly, I guess. But explain it to me. Look at this. Look at this. And there's a bunch more. There's a bunch more. And we'll be the first ones, black women. We'll be the first ones yelling up and down, protect black women, protect black women. Whenever somebody else critiques us negatively, whether this is normal to us. Y'all are so entertained. This is so funny to you. But let somebody else say it. Let somebody else say it and y'all are angry. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. Look at this foolishness. And another one. And another one. And another one. Need I say more? Look at the likes. Look at all the comments with the laughter and the laughing faces. Come on. And then honestly, this one threw me for a loop. It's giving Grace Jones. And then look at all these responses to it. Like everybody laughing and stuff. Grace Jones? Like the Grace Jones? Like this Grace Jones? A fucking icon? And this fucking legend? Y'all cannot be serious.
So JT just dropped the pictures of her Beats editorial photo shoot. And for the life of me, I can never understand why every time she tries to do something outside of rapping, she always get trolled. She always get made fun of. I think she's doing a very, very good job within her fashion niche that she's trying to break into. But the one of the main issues is that her PR team needs to go all in with her fashion stuff that she really wants to do versus like kind of treading the line, because I think her old audience is not understanding what she's trying to do. I think her old audience is a young audience and all they do is sit on the internet and troll. So now that she's pivoting into more of a high-end editorial type of thing when it comes to fashion, they're not understanding that, and they're not understanding the history of the type of fashion looks that she's doing. So they're saying off the wall crazy stuff like what they're doing on Twitter right now. Her PR team needs to pivot her, put her in front of the fashion girlies. They need to do a better job of, like, you know, having her at those runway shows or doing a collab with not just Poster Girl, other stuff that can get her name out there in the fashion industry. But I think her audience that she has right now is very young, so whenever she does something that's out of her box, outside of rapping, they troll her, which is so crazy because she does a very good job with the fashion. I think she's the perfect music.
I think one of my biggest hot takes is I don't think JT is that great of a rapper. I just think that she was with Young Miami for so long and made us think she was a lot better than what she really was because Young Miami can't rap that well. Now, walk with me, y'all. When I'm hearing JT and she's sharing a song with someone else, I feel like her verse usually does well, right? But I feel like her carrying a whole song, no, it never gave for me. I'm so sorry. And I have to sit to myself and think the reason why people enjoy the City Girls was not for the spectacular bars that they were giving us, right? It was for the experience we were getting when we were watching them, right? Plus, they were really entertaining. I feel like both Young Miami and JT are incredibly entertaining, just people to watch. So I feel like that was really attractive. You have these girls who are both beautiful, they were both entertaining, and they made okay music to dance to and vibe to. That's what really propelled them to stardom, y'all. And I mean, let's be so real for a second. The City Girls had an impact that surpassed hip-hop culture, surpassed black culture, and was very much mainstream. You had people who did not know who the City Girls were talking about some City Girls versus Hot Girl stuff. But I think a lot of us confuse that change in the culture for actual, like, talent. Well, I do think it kind of is some sort of skill to, like, keep your name in people's mouths for a long amount of time. But I feel like JT kind of does have. Her music still is not hitting that well for me, I'm sorry. And I feel like if anything, the reason why she's still here is because of her personality, if anything, being so entertaining. Like, I watched an Angie Martinez and JT interview, and JT is incredibly captivating to watch live. Like, hear her talk, she's just so entertaining, she just draws you in, but that doesn't make the bars bar. I'm so sorry, y'all. There's a way that she carries herself, even in like a music video, even in the way she raps, that's like so attractive, but her actual music is not this amazing stuff y'all think it is. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all.
I want her to win. And I went to her documentary and I see all these other dark-skinned little black girls, and that'll make me emotional. I see all these little black girls who she's developed this real relationship with. These young black women who probably grew up in the same conditions that she did or similar, who don't have a lot of money, don't come from a ton, probably broken families, broken homes, a lot of trauma. She's influencing them, and her voice speaks to them. We have a platform to speak to young people that most people can't reach. And the things that you talk about is being able to take dick. It's just so much vile, literally disgusting. I'm not even saying this like subjectively, or it's no, objectively horrible. Just appreciate and I value any black girl, dark-skinned black girl with dark-skinned features who is unapologetic about it and who is proud and giving black girls a platform to feel beautiful and to feel pretty, no matter what the industry says about them, especially hip-hop industry. The hip-hop industry is steeped in colorism and steeped in subjugating women, but especially dark-skinned women, and making them feel unpretty and almost taking away their license to femininity because of their darker skin. And JT came in and said, yeah, bump that. No, baby, I'm me and I'm gonna be me, and I love my chocolate skin, and I'm gonna embrace it, and I'm gonna praise it even unapologetically. Loved that. And I also love, I've watched her arc as an artist, and I've watched how she came from the trenches. Regardless of what you say about her background, we can say a lot, right? Because she was scamming people and all of that other stuff, which I'm going to get to that in a second. Nonetheless, I appreciate how black girls who came from nothing, and unless you grew up in the hood and understand what it's like to be impoverished and understand what it's like to be around a ton of people with impoverished thinking, because it's not just about the money, but it's about the low level, low vibrational thinking that makes people commit crimes and makes people praise and glorify crime and criminogenic culture. That's some of the circumstances that many black children go through. So it's easy to make judgments about their behaviors, which I am the first to do that. But unless you know the culture that kid was raised in, it's difficult to really make yourself come to the understanding of how they can scam people and end up in and out of jail and making music that praises horrible things. And I have a soft spot in my heart for that. And so I'm also like, oh yeah, I'd love to hear what this girl who's made it out of essentially poverty and went to jail and all this other stuff, I'd love to hear what she has to say, and I'd love to hear how she can poetically walk us through her story and her lived experiences in a way that is honorable and indicative of a culture and a genre that we love, that we can vibe to. I want to vibe to your life story. Yeah, give it to me, girl. The first song, I was like, okay, all right, okay. Yes, hope. My daddy gave my mama dope, but I've never lost hope, even amidst all these horrible traumatic things I've gone through. I've never lost hope. I'm still holding on. I'm still fighting. Cool. Like,
Still a lot of trauma eating at my brain. Bitch, I'm still mad from 20 years ago. Wonder why my daddy gave my mama dope. Young, black, and lost, but never lost hope.
okay, I'm loving it. I see the energy. I see where we're going. And then she continued on and was like, in the next song, bricks, or something along the lines of, like, the song was about bricks and how her boyfriend, she would hold bricks meaning drugs. She would hold bricks for her drug dealer boyfriend.
I can sell a split, I can whip a brick, I can come from Dade County.
And then I was like, well, wait a second. Didn't you just say that in the previous song that you never lost hope? Your dad was a drug dealer and he gave drugs to your mama and had her addicted, and so that's what messed up the relationship between you and your mom. And it essentially, drugs caused immense pain in your life. It's okay for you to still hold drugs for your boyfriend, drug dealer boyfriend. Wait, what?
You best believe I was going to get my 2 cents on this situation, child, because this is something that I have been talking about when it comes to these toxic fans under these toxic blogs, saying the most toxic things and leaving comments that, honestly, child, full disclaimer, the rapper JT released her birthday photo shoots, and they were going around on the different sites and blogs and stuff like that. And even in her comments too, she just received a lot of just haters. And then when you look at people's profiles, let's be really honest, when you look at these people's profile, they're black people. It's black people. And that's the part that really got me. We literally like to sit here and complain how other people be saying stuff, the nastiest stuff that they say about our race, and we do it to ourselves at the same time. So what does that say about us? I'm literally glad that we're all noticing it now, and hopefully these blogs will hold these people in their comment sections accountable. But they won't, because being anti-black and toxic sells.
JT's relationship with Uzi often gets criticized.
And all in the comments, instead of anyone listening to what a dark-skinned black woman is saying, they're saying, well, Carisha's not light-skinned. She said her lighter-skinned counterpart, meaning there's a darker-skinned one and a lighter-toned one.
I think that JT
as the
has
two
often
in
tried
the
to
group.
prove that
Meaning one of them is going to be
lighter-toned girl,
and because she's lighter-toned,
she probably saw herself
she's
as a
going to
beautiful
get all
dark-skinned
the
woman.
benefits.
But I
like
feel like
y'all
her
really
being
think
a part of
Carisha
an industry
carried
where,
the
like,
group while JT was in jail the whole time? All she did was be messy on Twitter
even if
for a year.
Like, better rappers,
did she actually do anything but be messy?
Especially being
No. But y'all, she kept the group afloat. She
She
was being
really
messy.
heard Young Miami's looks being
Literally,
perceived
JT, y'all
as
picked at
was.
her
It
birthday
just makes you
picture
wonder,
saying,
like, what
oh,
kind of
that ain't
messages
for her,
were sent to her,
because
or
she
how
had
was she
blonde
compared, generally
wig and
speaking.
brows.
Think
Like,
that
just
sometimes
admit
those
it.
comments
And
can
y'all
get
need
to
to
a person, and I think JT does have a bit of a Cinderella story, like she named a new album Cinderella. I think she worked hard in the City Girls and was seen as similarly to Cinderella as like the ugly stepchild. And she got a rich Uzi Vert to also sweep her off her feet, similar to Cinderella, who she brags about often taking care of her. She served her time in prison and discussed a lot of the harsh realities of being a rising celebrity who people wanted to fight, and just generally has a rags to riches story. However, I do think she can be a bit classist and spit anti-black rhetoric, especially when she's triggered. What are your thoughts on this subject? Let me know down below, and thank you for listening to Books and Looks TV. I'll see y'all next time.
Bitch, ugly hoes be fucking y'all men. Nobody don't care about being pretty or ugly. Everybody got a pussy.